He is a co-founder of Spectrum Lounge, one of the most renowned fine dining and entertainment spots in Maryland and North America.
Cheers to famous and cheers to the Deep Dive podcast. Hey. Ideas don't follow money. Money follows ideas. The one and only Spectrum Lounge.
Yes. So welcome to another episode of the Deep Dive podcast. Today we are hanging out with an incredible entrepreneur, a community leader. He is a co-founder of Spectrum Lounge, one of the most renowned fine dining and entertainment spots in Maryland and North America. Beyond that, he has expanded his venture into multi-restaurant lounges, including the recent acquisition of Kitchen Near You, Famous, and the Gentleman's Club. Born and raised in Bamenda, Cameroon, he came to America as an immigrant 15 years ago with nothing but $100 to his name. He graduated from UMBC with a master's degree in business administration and has a background in banking, finance, human resource, plus years of impactful leadership and local government experience. He has built a multi-million-dollar empire. We are excited to explore how he built his business, his vision for growth, and the lesson we can learn how far he has come. Help us welcome Mr. Njukang, also known as the Silent Millionaire. Welcome.
I'll take the silent part.
Of course. So,
Thank you so much.
it's nice to have you.
Same here. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me. I was looking forward to this. I know we'll try to schedule a couple of times, but I'm happy to be here and thank you guys for the opportunity.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Appreciate it.
Yes. So currently we are at
The one and only Spectrum Lounge.
yes,
The most beautiful, upscale,
as you can see.
largest
Yep.
lounge, Afro-Caribbean lounge in North America, so to speak.
Wow.
And I think it's one of the most proud things we're able to build.
Okay.
So what inspired Spectrum Lounge?
Money.
Okay.
That's honest.
That's true.
It wasn't that complicated, and I know there's a whole lot into it, but it really just started with an idea, trying to do something out of our lane, at least for me.
Yes.
This journey is only possible because, God, and I was really say God blessed me with an incredible partner, who has become a brother to me, Valeria Holmes.
Shout out to Valerie.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Valerie.
Valerie Holmes, and we've closely worked together to build everything we've been able to achieve, and it is not something which we did it because we're so smart.
Yeah.
It was a square peg in a square hole, and we said let's try. So we came together thinking that there was a need for this in town.
Right.
Let's put together resources, put together our mind. And we started very small. For those who know, it was literally under 600 to 800 square feet for folks to have a good time. And it kind of exploded.
Wow.
And we kept expanding and expanding and expanding. So, but the initial drive was how to make some extra money.
That's it. That's the drive. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what challenges and milestones have you, since you opened up Spectrum up to now, what have you gone through
Yeah.
and how do you handle that?
The challenges for nightlife vary. Because nightlife is not banking. It is not a non-for-profit.
Right.
It is not IT. It's a business where it is nightlife, it's entertainment. There's a lot of variables involved. And the challenges really, first of all, starts from your home, which is our understanding that this is a business which there are challenges, and the family has to be part of that journey with you, because there's too much late nights. There's alcohol involved.
Right.
So that understanding and that deep sense of responsibility is part of it. There are families that would not let their wives work in nightlife. There are wives that would not let the husband work in nightlife. So we're blessed with incredible partners that understood the mission, understood the importance of doing what we wanted to do, but also entrusted us with the ability to be disciplined and carry on with it. So that is really the first challenge, having the family follow that dream with you. And then the second challenge is really the challenge that every other businessman faces, which is the unknowns, right?
Yes.
You can open nightlife and the location is a mess and you never get off the ground.
Yeah.
That's true.
You can open, everything works well, but there's violence involved. And something happens and you're in problems. You can open and there is permitting issues that limit you. I know Raisa is laughing because I'm sure she
Can relate.
she has it.
Definitely.
She knows what I'm talking about.
Definitely.
But when people ask me why Spectrum, why is Spectrum different, and I always say it's a business with grace. And I use that word in a very deliberate way because I've tried to explain it myself. I don't. You know what I'm saying? We've had through ups and downs, but the community has stuck with us. We have had problems. We've not had problems for customers. We've actually had problems with over customers, regardless of the competition in terms, it goes with and hence the adage, Spectrum is Spectrum, and that really just means regardless of what happens, this business has grace and we're going to be there for the people. People are going to be there for us. And that's how it's always been. In terms of expansion, access to capital is something which we struggle with, just like any other business. And I'm sure Gloria in the finance world would know this, because for some of us immigrants or some of us businessmen that did not really grow up or handed over a business that is well structured, you really have to build a business that is structured. You have to build it, and it is tough trying to run the business first China and then still build a structured business that you can package for it to be favorable to the banks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it is a conundrum that you are faced with, that, or do you really, are you able to build this kind of structure, package it in the right way, or you just keep making money? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have that kind of challenge that you face, and it only comes with time as you mature. For some of the new club owners, I would imagine that they are facing things which we faced 4 or 5 years ago. Now we're a little bit more structured. Our books are excellent. The finances are looking good, but then again, it's not only access to capital to expand. What are you expanding to?
Right.
Do you have the time? Do you have the energy?
Right.
Can you afford the presence? So it's not a loan to expand. And maybe when you were doing this, your kid was a year old. Now he is 6.
It's more attention.
He needs more attention.
Exactly.
He needs to go to a football game. Do you really want to expand and create that void? What values do you have? So, expansion, there's a lot of variables. And I think for Valerie and I, we think about it very seriously, because for us, our families come first.
Yes.
And that is just what it is. So we make those kind of decisions based on that. We've had so many offers to go to Vegas, to go to California, to go to Atlanta, to go with Dallas. Do we have the know-how to? Absolutely, yes. Do we know exactly what to do? We do. But at what expense?
Right.
At what cost?
So talking about expansion and growth, take us back to memory lane. When you first opened Spectrum Lounge, right? What were some of the revenues that you were seeing monthly versus now? We want to keep it real.
It's a deep dive.
It's a deep dive.
We want to keep it real.
So
We need to know.
So Spectrum was
On
opened.
average.
Spectrum was opened August 4th,
August 4th.
2018.
Okay.
From that day to now, it has always been a profitable business.
Wow.
Let's step it up.
That I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
It has always been a profitable business from that date to today. It's a blessing. The peak was really during the pandemic, because, it's like in the boarding school when they try to hold you in everyone wants to go out.
Right.
And when they give you the freedom, you want to stay at home.
Yes.
So, and with the challenges that folks faced during that time, the inflow of money during that time, there was a lot of money circulating, as we know.
Yeah.
The clubs were popping. Obviously, the best in the city will pop even better. The biggest in the city will go crazy. So it has been ups and downs, but I would say our low is is good, is excellent for other folks.
Okay.
That I can put it that way. But
Right.
it's a business which has done well. And, you know, for those who know, they know this is our baby.
Yeah.
This is our baby. And, you know, we feed up this energy in any other thing we do.
Okay.
Whether it's the other clubs or the other lounges or other businesses, this is the base. And it's more to that because it's a reflection of who Valerie and I are. You know, we see it as a community business. We see it as a business which is at the epicenter of the African community. It is a reflection of our identity. So we try to protect it in so many ways. There are very few times where Valerie will go somewhere and they say, oh, that's the owner of Famous. Or that's the owner of Mustangs or Kitchen Near You. They only identify you as a Spectrum Lounge. You know, and I think that means a lot to us. You know, not only that kind of recognition, but what the business reflects, how it reflects on us.
Awesome. So what's a low month for Spectrum Lounge? Just to give us a ballpark. You don't have to give us, you can just give us a ballpark of a low month.
Well, the revenue a week, it's very profitable. I would say that.
Okay.
I wouldn't forgive me if I don't want to call numbers.
Okay. You don't want people to be pocket watching.
No, it's not that. It's not that. You know, there's a lot of variables involved, but I'll just say it's a good business.
Okay. Well, it's a good business.
Yeah,
Good numbers.
Yeah, good numbers.
Okay.
If you would like to put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great. Okay, so I mean, a lot of the other questions you pretty much answered. A lot of it was around how do you balance your family and nightlife, how do you handle all of that, which you clearly handled and you
Yeah,
mentioned it.
but part of it is discipline. You have
Okay.
to be disciplined, number one, but number two, you also have to be intentional.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because a nightlife is nightlife. And once you create a structure, the low points like during the day where there's not a whole lot of business happening on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and even on a Thursday, it's not a whole lot. Those are the times I really try to focus with family. You know what I mean? I think family appreciates that. They wouldn't expect to see you on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday night after 10 p.m. because you're working. You know, our own Monday, it's a Friday night.
Yeah.
Our Tuesday, it's a Saturday night. You know, you're in office. This is our office. You know what I mean? But if you are out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then on a Monday you're out again, and you're not doing your duties as a father would or a husband would, then that would call for concern. You know what I'm saying? On a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, so we try to create that discipline to make sure that we can. And 7 years later, we've gotten to a point where we are able to harness and identify real human resource that we can depend on.
Okay.
So we have managers that all of our managers are homegrown.
Okay.
They started as border girls or as servers and then grew into the job. So they understand the business, they understand the way we think, they understand the expectations that we need from them, and they really deliver. You know what I'm saying? So that really frees us up again to have some time to to spend with family. So to that extent, it's just like a nurse who works at night.
Yeah.
You wouldn't work 7 days a week, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. You will work, let's say, Thursday through Sunday, 7 p.m. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you wouldn't be out.
Yeah.
You will be home.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but if you are out during those times you're expected to be home, then it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just the same thing,
Okay.
So it's just that kind of discipline and the sense of responsibility to what really matters to you.
Okay. So, to any young person out there, probably looking to acquire a space, looking to, become the next Spectrum, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe they're really looking up to you guys and what you have achieved, and they're dreaming to be in your place.
Yeah.
Would you recommend for them to build this from scratch? Or would you recommend for them to buy an already established business?
Well, the thing I recommend first is to get experience.
Okay.
Right? To get into nightlife and work.
Okay.
We have folks here that work for Spectrum for free. They just want to be part of the ecosystem. And that is how you build a good business.
Wow.
Yeah. There are the guys who are doing hooker for a year. No. I just want to be part of it, man.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There are guys, and I eventually like it's really not fair. You got to get paid for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if you want to get into this business, I would suggest that you get into it one way or the other as an employee.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Whether being a promoter,
Yes.
whether it's just shadowing, there is no club owner who would deny free labor. There is none.
That's true.
If you're serious, he may know that you want to open your spot, and so what?
Yeah.
You're still going to open it regardless. You know what I mean? Just to understand the business, understand the way it works, understand the challenges that you face, and to actually have the right temperament. There is no shortage of trouble in nightlife. There is no shortage of anger in nightlife or callous behavior. So temperament is really what solves it. You know, the real security in nightlife is the business model. It's not security, it's not police. If there's a fight here before security comes, you're knocked out. You know what I mean? But how do you create a business model that a fight would not happen? So you have to create a business model that attracts the right people based on the way you're structured, how bougie or less bougie your place looks. It attracts certain kind of people. Your dress code. You know what I mean? The kind of music you play. When we opened Famous, for the first 1 year, we banned trap music.
You did.
We banned go-go. We had a dress code so stringent. We banned smoking or marijuana in them. That alone filtered a whole bunch of people. And we did, that was not the kind of business we intended to build. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that was protecting the business. That is a true security, the business model. You wouldn't know that by getting a location. You have to be inside to understand. That's the first thing. That would tell whoever wants to open this business, try to get experience one way or the other. Don't rush into it.
Yeah.
Because like they say, ideas or don't follow money.
Right.
Money follows ideas. So they can have a money, it's hot, and they think they can just put it somewhere. It doesn't mean they have the right idea. You know what I mean? 2-3 years later, you're out of it. The second thing is, in fact, the second, third, and fourth is the same thing. Location.
Location.
I'm really not gonna emphasize that. It is 85% of the success of your business. The location you select.
Okay.
So you can spend $500,000, $1 million, and the business is bound to fail. Come rain, come shine. You know what I mean? And that takes deep insight, but also it takes the ability to ask.
Okay.
There are people, one of the problems in our community that people don't ask.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how generous business people are. They will tell you the truth. It's up to you to make use of it.
Yes.
You know, if you were to call me and say, Njukes, I have this location, please come look at it. I'm going to go look at it. And I'm going to tell you it's going to work. I'm going to tell you it's not going to work.
Okay.
And the last thing you want to do is to underestimate the power of experience. The people who have gone before you that have been in it, they have something to offer.
Yeah.
It's going to take you 3 years to learn, but you're going to learn.
Right. It takes
3
time.
years down, maybe even losing your business.
Yep.
So the problem in our community, and I tell people, is that ask for help.
Okay.
It is very important.
Don't be afraid. Don't
Nope.
be shy.
If you want to get into healthcare, look at those in healthcare and say, how did you do it?
Right.
And call them again, and call them again. Find that downtime and call them, and call another person. Same in nightlife, same in gas, somebody has a gas station, or somebody has a laundromat. Call them. They would give you that information. I believe in the better angels of humans. I really do. So when I talk to people, I see myself through them. If somebody would ask me, I'm going to say the truth.
Right.
And most of the times, it is true. So that is a little bit of piece of advice I would give whoever wants to enter the industry, any other industry.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
know,
So anyone looking to get into nightlife, our
Anytime,
Silence,
we're one call away.
he's
You
ready to help.
and I love to provide advice here at Spectrum Lounge.
Okay.
And of course, when we sit here, it only just takes maybe a bottle of Azul,
And that's all you got.
and then the conversation kicks in.
Right.
You know how it is.
Maybe you should launch a little workshop here.
And no, there are people to do that.
Yeah.
Some of us are just to work. We provide advice for free under the right circumstances.
Under the right circumstances.
So,
Yes.
So what are some of the qualifications for someone that wants advice from you? What do they need to have? 'Cause I know you just don't talk to
You don't want
anybody
anyone
randomly.
to just, call
What is
you.
that? What is that you're looking for when you are assessing whether or not it's someone that is serious?
Well, usually it's advice. I don't charge for it. And believe me, I have at least 2 people a week, you know. I really don't. And secondly is it is hard to make an assessment because you can't judge people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If somebody calls it, I want to talk to you about a business, they want to talk to you. You have to take them for the word value. They may not be serious, but the time you finish with them, you spark something in them. You never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I talk to anybody who want to talk to if I have the time.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'll tell you I'm available at this time. If you can make it, stop by.
Okay.
When they swing by, I always carve time to talk to somebody. Over the phone, it's a little difficult to get me, but if you do, if I'm driving and I got like a 30 minutes window, I'm going to talk during that time. You know what I mean? And there's no criteria. If I just have the time and you're serious about it, serious meaning you call when I say you should call, or you show up when I wanted you to show up, I will talk to you. And believe me, there are so many people and there have been so many advices wasted too. In a sense that folks think they want advice, but really they don't want it. They just want to tell you what they want to do.
And for you to
So you
comply.
come and they're telling you these things, but you say, how about this? But no, they're not even listening to you.
Yeah.
Right.
That they're just coming to tell you what they have in their mind. And they want you to say, excellent.
They want your validation.
They want you to say that. And for me, I would tell you what I want you to do. And at a certain point in time, I'm just going to sit quiet, you know. Yesterday, I was in here at Spectrum and a friend of mine called me from Oklahoma and said there's somebody who wants to do this. They called me and I said, there's only one person that I can talk to is you. I said, well, I'm waiting for the cleaners to come clean my hood. I have some time, put her on the phone. So she puts me on she comes on and pretty much she has this deal in Vegas, in California, actually. So I started asking these questions to make an assessment of the deal. And in my opinion, it was such a horrible deal. And I found myself, acting like the guy on Shark Tank. I got to the point where I was like, I forbid you from doing this. But usually I don't do that because,
Right.
again, you got to be careful the way you provide advice. You don't want to kill a dream.
What makes a bad deal?
A bad deal is just a bad deal.
Yeah.
If I were to give you go somewhere and say, well, give me 200,000 for 5%, and I'm somebody, I've never been in nightlife, and I'm valuing a small business for $2-3 million without selling $1.
Yeah.
I mean, a bad deal is a bad deal. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm asking you about your involvement in the business and the cash flow, and you have no clue. You're not ready for it. You know what I mean? And I tell you that usually I always tell people that the real question is, if you were there, would you do it? Me. And I wouldn't. I wouldn't advise you otherwise.
Right.
But the fact that you're thinking about it and you're in that lane is special.
Yes.
And I try to make sure I don't kill that. Because they'll tell you that an idea is very fragile.
Yes.
And you got to be careful who you talk to because they can kill it
Yes.
in less than no time. So I'm very cognizant of that. And at times I could have some strong words too. So I try to really balance it and say, you know what, you are already on the right path thinking about this. It's the right thing to do. I don't just think, and I'm just asking you these questions to push your mind and expand your mind.
Right.
That was yesterday. 3 days ago, I had another call from another lady for investment in Cameroon in medical. And by the time I finished my questions, I had not even finished analyzing the questions. She was like, oh, it looks like I'm not ready. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm just asking you questions so that you can think through things before you launch in.
Yeah. Critical thinking. Yeah.
And I think that is the benefit of experience. And the things which I try to do, but at the same time, not to discourage anyone to think about opening a business. Because even when I started, I was audacious. I had no experience in nightlife. But I believed in the partner that I had. But I also believed in my own strength. And I knew that
What are your strengths?
operations, I could organize. I could pay attention to details.
It's important in the business.
I could read data, and deduce data-driven solutions, not general solutions, very specific solutions to specific problems. I think in the chaos or the cacophony of nightlife, that specificity is very important.
Yeah.
It comes in very handy.
Yeah.
And that you are not clouded and you take a different solution and provide to a different problem. You are able to analyze a specific problem in the midst of dust and find the solution. And I think that's one of the things which I try to do every day.
Good.
Wow. Where did you learn this?
Well, I think the real question is not, I think the broader question, where did I really learn business? Right? And because it comes with everything. And it really just strikes back to my background. My mom, as young as I was 4 or 5, my mom has always dabbled in some form of business. I didn't even know it was business, She is one of the most industrious women I know. And self-taught, extremely courageous. Yes. She's an agricultural officer by profession. But the thing she did, I don't think she learned it in school. She taught herself how to make yogurt. She taught herself how to make soap.
From scratch?
Yeah, from scratch. And we made those things and we sold them.
Hey.
The piggery that we created is something that it came from our own ingenuity on how to build. The poultry that we created, she built that stuff from scratch. Wow. Being the youngest in the family, I stayed with them much longer. So I was right there in the midst of it, growing these animals, selling these animals, and right up to when I got to the university in Boya. We had always been in that. And then while in Cameroon as well, I would sell whatever I could sell. You know what I mean? But that sense of business has always, now that I reflect, is something which I think, I don't know if it was in me or I just learned it from my mom. You know what I mean? And that is you learning on how to do things over time. And when you get plunged in something like this, those skills come out even without you knowing.
Right.
You know what I mean? They come out without you knowing. You just find yourself trying to understand things differently. You don't get carried away by the hype or the money. You focus on the process.
Okay.
And the process creates stability. And that's how we're able to manage, 4 clubs in a city and still have some good time.
Wow.
And look a little fly.
Okay, yeah,
Just messing with
I see
You heard it, with the Versace shirt, we're seeing it.
We're in entertainment, so
you have to look nice, right?
You have to. It's customer service.
Right. And there's actually one thing I've noticed that everyone that comes in, because I've had friends that have celebrated their birthdays here in Spectrum. Gloria, we've been here before and all that kind of stuff. So it's like almost like everyone that comes in here knows you guys. Everyone is like greeting them, and the way they like hang out with everybody and go to everybody's table, make sure what I mean. Like it's almost like the family setting, and I can understand why people love coming to Spectrum, because when you come, it's like you have direct access to the owners, and people like having access to the owners because it makes you feel special. So that's a really nice balance. I remember one time I was like, how do you give your personal number out to like everyone? And I was like, how do you manage, like I can imagine like 10,000 people calling you. It's like, well, I just give my number out. And you don't have a second phone? He's like, no. I was like, wow.
And the thing is, when we started that, we started that primarily because we are young too. The idea to be on the floor, we want to be on the floor. You know what I'm saying? We're having a good time. When DJ Mike is on the ninth, on cloud 9, we are part of that enjoyment too. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we as time evolved, we realized that it became our biggest strength. People did not know who the owners of clubs were. That never had access to them. They had access to some manager who follows the book. You know what I'm saying? So it was a double plus for us. The idea that we were young, we want to be on the floor having fun with folks too. But at the same time, it became an advantage to us, a competitive advantage, so to speak. And, some of the new owners are beginning to, to learn from that, which is good. You know what I mean? And it's just been part of our model. When we had Spectrum for 4 years, we had no office. Our office was on the floor.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And it struck, right into the heart of our business model, which was we paid attention to details. We caught everything that was going on. You didn't have to tell me the bottle girl was messed up because I saw it. You know what I mean? You didn't have to, get through hoops to get to us to solve your problem because we're right there in front of you. So things got solved faster. People who understood the problems faster. We could make policy. The policies that we have for Spectrum, we wrote all of them. Not copied them from club manual. No, we wrote everything, and they were very specific. We built them over time. They're very specific, and we'll tell you just follow the policy. We know what we are doing.
Okay.
And you can come up with everything and say, nope, just follow our policy. We know why we have this policy, because one thing prevents another, it prevents another. Let's stay within the scope and let's just work within this scope. And it was easy for us to transpose that to the different clubs and maintain a structure which is self-auditing.
Yeah.
Right? It is self-auditing. But these policies are all data-driven policies, tested and proven. But you can only know that not by reading, looking at the cameras. You know that by working on the floor for the border girls. Yeah.
So
and also you understand the business.
So those are your SOP, standard
Yes.
operating procedures.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We built all of that, but it's just being involved. And at times, one of the things that it does is that, if that kind of involvement is that it doesn't make anybody indispensable. There's nothing that anybody can do here that we cannot.
Right.
There was one time that it happened, Barry got into the kitchen because he's just a better cook than me, but he got into the kitchen to make the fries, the soya and stuff. The chef was fired. I was in front of the bar selling drinks. I'm not going to make a margarita for you, but how about you try a Hennessy and a Coke?
Right.
How about I get the regular Long Island, drop a little bit of vodka in there, and you're served. I can cut some lemons and put up, on there. It looks pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's nothing that you're going to tell me that I cannot do. Well, I'm not going to bring lights like the border girls, but it would take me through the night or through the day. You know what I'm saying? But there are owners that have no clue about their business. There are owners that doesn't even know their system.
Yeah.
They have a manager who has worked in it and he knows. You know what I'm saying? And the goal, and then the manager becomes indispensable. It's a very bad model. You have to take the time to understand your business, and that is why all of our managers have started from ground up.
Cross-training. You have to cross-train everyone.
Very important. So that is what we try to do.
So talking about systems, like what are some of the systems in place?
First of all, security. So there are three things involved in nightlife, right, or entertainment. Number one is the product.
Yeah.
There got to be food, there got to be drinks.
Right.
So there should be a system to make sure that you can inventory that and order on time. Very important. And number three, food and drinks and chairs and lights do not sell themselves. People do.
Okay.
So you need to have people.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And you have to have people who are serious.
Okay.
So you hire and fire until you find the right set, but also you have to create a structure which is, because most of the times folks look at the work they do in nightlife as part-time.
Okay.
Even though that part-time could be making more money than your full-time.
full-time.
But they do see it as part-time.
Yeah.
And it reflects in the way they approach it. Maybe a little late, come in looking shabby, call off arbitrarily, it wouldn't happen. Being strict, creating that kind of structure, putting politics, you need a 2 weeks notice. You don't have a 2 weeks notice, you have to show up. If you don't show up, you get fired or terminated. You actually do those things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are kind of structures that you put in place in terms of, before a drink comes, you have to ring it up, you have to ring up food, and who checks that, and when it comes back in. But all of that, you have to put in place those structures. Making sure that the structures is efficient and effective. But effective is important here because you can put in place structures and it makes the processing effective. Have you ever gone to a club and you order a bottle and it takes an hour to come?
Yeah.
Because they have structures that makes the flow of things ineffective. They have to go see a manager, the manager goes see somebody, goes see the bookkeeper, the bookkeeper goes and see before they get the drink before it comes back. But we did it, for us, we try to create a very efficient process. I can say the bottles of Spectrum Lounge come out faster than any club in the DMV. And trust me, I've been to all of them. But how are you able to create that kind of efficiency, right? I need a bottle of Azul. Before you sit down, that bottle is in the air. How are you able to create that kind of efficiency and still create accountability?
Yeah.
So they're kind of things that you think about.
Right.
Because people think about steps. Oh, she's going to approve it, but they're forgetting the main point, the customer.
Yeah.
Customers don't order bottles to just sit and wait for it. They need it.
Exactly.
Nobody orders food because they are full. They are hungry. They need that food. So you have to balance that kind of process with efficiency. You know what I mean? So those are the kind of things that we put in place, and we make sure that things move fast.
streamline the process.
Yeah, so nothing happens by chance. Even the build out, you're thinking about the flow of people. Why is this chair here? Why is this table here? You're thinking about the concentration of energy. You know what I mean? So the business really just starts from inception, the build out. You're already thinking how people are going to move. If you're happy, there's a celebrity coming, how does it move? Where does the energy concentrate? Which one is a VIP table? Which one is a non-VIP table? Yeah, build out things takes that into consideration. People just build because they want to build because the shape of the building suggests they should build that way.
Okay.
You know, where the speakers go, where the DJ will go, all of that is social science. You know what I mean? So it doesn't happen by chance. But I'm not going to give all my secrets up, in the podcast. There's a lot of folks are watching. And
there is a psychology and a science behind sales and marketing.
It is.
I feel like you have mastered it already.
Well, that is operation. When it comes to marketing, the king of nightlife, Mr. Valerie, is in charge of that. He takes that stuff and he runs with it.
He does.
I don't even dabble in that, but
he does.
He's the influencer.
He is a genius in that, and I appreciate the work he does. And it took me time to really appreciate the skill set. But in this business, I don't think there's anyone that comes close to what he's able to do. And I think as a business, we're incredibly lucky and fortunate to have a partner like that.
So the two of you guys, complete each other.
Well, that's what people say. He drives me nuts and I drive him nuts. So I don't know about that, but yeah.
Yeah, even when I was coming here, he was yelling about something. I had no idea what.
Well, I'm supposed to be somewhere right now.
Yeah, okay.
And
we're about to round it up, though.
This is important, so let's take our time.
We appreciate the time.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Gloria Anzella. Sticking to the topic of business. We've been interviewing a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, and I'm excited to share that I'm a business broker and a business owner myself. As a business broker, what I do is I help small business owners and entrepreneurs buy cash flowing businesses or sell their existing businesses. Or if you just want to know how much is my business worth, I got you. I can provide you with an opinion of value. And I don't do this by myself. I work with a business brokerage that has been in operation for 20 years. Literally 20 years. Can you imagine? And the way that you can find me on the business brokerage website by going to bwbrokerage.com, or you can just Google my name, Gloria Andela, and I should literally pop up. So feel free to go to bwbrokerage.com again, or type my name, Gloria Andela, and I will pop up on Google. You can message me on Instagram or LinkedIn, however, whichever platform you use. All right. So I just wanted to drop by real quick to let you guys know what I do and how I can help you and add value as you're watching these episodes. All right. Until next time.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. So talking about famous Spectrum kitchen near you, we are about to go to your other locations, but we're going to visit a little bit what you have going on here because you're renovating, right?
Yeah.
So we want to know what makes Spectrum different from the other locations.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a walkthrough.
Yes.
Okay. So you're gracing us with your presence. You're allowing us to be in this beautiful space.
Yeah.
And we want to show people a little bit of what they're missing and, what is new.
The new work.
The new work. Because it looks very luxurious.
It's different from whatever you saw. Okay, I came here a long time ago and I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is it's not your Spectrum that you used to do. Trust me, it's not.
Yeah.
It's way better.
Upscale.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Classy.
Thank you so much. But yes, and I think I am, deeply honored for this opportunity. I appreciate you guys so much. The Deep Dive podcast is something that is I love to watch. I disagree with some of the the arguments on there, and I would text at times. I'm like,
that doesn't make any sense.
But any conversation that is not thought provoking is no conversation. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for giving us a platform to be able to share what we have, and believe me, you're doing a good job when many people are silent, but because there are so many silent people watching. I'm one of them, so to speak, but there's so many. So there's a lot of value in what you do. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Monitoring spirits. Keep monitoring.
Absolutely, they're part of the community.
Thank you. Okay, so guys, we're about to start doing a little walkthrough, and we're going to actually go behind the scenes. So you guys are going to get a sneak peek of the operations
behind
the scenes.
We're diving deep into how he's putting into action everything that we've discussed.
This is exclusive because he's never done this before. I believe we're the first people that
absolutely
you're letting in behind the scenes of your operations.
Very
right?
first. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll start with Famous, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Famous Lounge.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Follow us to Famous.
All right.
Alrighty. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So can you tell us where we are right now?
So as you can see, this is Famous Lounge. Famous Lounge is, I would say, is one of our best. It is the biggest. It is a different model, pure African American, so to speak. It's very different from Spectrum or the other clubs. So we treat it very different. The security here is more tight. The population is bigger, and we've got too many people here. So when we come here, let's take a little walk. I'll walk you from the security to the floor, to the back staff, and to the kitchen. You ready?
Yeah.
So let's go.
All right, let's go.
So usually when we come in, we first of all want to make sure that the security is doing their job, okay? If you will come this way first. So you want to observe. We have, 3 security right here. Everything comes out of the pocket, to search very well to make sure folks are safe. It's very important. Our chief of security is right here. Chief Cisse, the entire community knows him, they love him. He's a man of the people. Over here, we have two police officers. We have our police cars here, supported to us by the county, just to make sure our business is protected. So it's something which is a huge part of our business. We thank them for their service and what they do to the community. Thank you guys so much. So walk with me. So we're gonna go through the search. We're gonna go through the search together so we can see. So make sure everyone is safe. It's very important for us, okay? Thank you so much.
He gonna forget.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, boss.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir, boss.
Good.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the work you do.
Yes, sir.
So, let's go. I know there's a lot of noise in here, but we're looking at about 200 people. This is nightlife. This is Famous Lounge. Welcome to Famous Lounge. On the left side, we have a bunch of tables up front. On this side, we have other tables here. We have the bottle girls here. So, let me walk you to meet the king of nightlife. So, we have the king of nightlife here, my brother. You all know him. And, of course, our partner here, Mike. This is the Famous family. This is what we do. And let me introduce you to our manager. It's Vanessa right here. Our one and only manager, doing an excellent job. And we are because she is. So thank you again. Let's walk to the back to see where the magic happens. Are you good? So we'll go to the back, okay? As you see, there's no space.
I know.
Famous is famous, baby. Brother, you always need to have the yellow thing.
Yeah.
When it's wet, you must have the yellow sign first before you wipe. Okay. So we're gonna keep this broom first.
Okay, sir.
Make sure you get the yellow sign on the floor first.
Okay,
before
sir.
anything, okay? Just stand here and make sure nobody works this thing. All right, let's go. There's our back room. Our POS system is right here. I can't remember my code, but something. The girls sing up here. Our beautiful ladies are here all the time, doing some good work. Azul after Azul, it's what we do. So today is actually special because we're celebrating our 3rd anniversary at Famous Lounge. And in honor of our 3rd anniversary and for our patrons, we are giving out free bottles to every table. So we're giving out free bottles to every table today. just because we want to be able to appreciate our customers. Famous is famous, and I want to appreciate our customers. Let me show you behind the bar a little bit. So we have our bar here. It's a beautiful bar. You see, it's Christmas, and on Christmas we get to honor our staff. So you see, that is the names of all of our staff on the Christmas, just to honor them for the work they do. They're unbelievably talented. Chanel is right here, a gorgeous, beautiful, one of our bartenders. Let's go to the kitchen. So this is our kitchen. Again, you guys know Boss Mike, my partner here, doing wonderful. And Alfred here, the man of the day. Chef Eric here. This is where the magic happens. Look at this. Look at this.
That looks delicious.
Famous Lounge, the best fish in the city. You know what I'm saying? Right here, we have a Grubhub. We have Grubhub, we have DoorDash, we have Uber Eats. It's selling like crazy. So we'll just try to make sure that we're able to provide our customers, our patrons, with the best, most tasteful meal under the right conditions. And we are just thankful. You can see the crowd over there. This is where the machine happens, and we make sure we can send things out as fast as possible. When things come, we get the receipts like this. They put it, the chefs make it, and then they stick up the receipts here to make sure some form of accountability.
Those are a lot of orders.
It's just one day, but baby, that's nothing.
Wow.
It's a moving machine.
So are we gonna taste the food?
Yes, after you sit down.
Okay.
Now let me take you guys on the other side of the club. Again, the whole place is full, and this is every Saturday. This is every Saturday. The whole place is full. We got tables around everywhere. Our marketer, we got Lex here. There's our marketing partner, Famous Lounge. He's been with us for 3 years.
3 years.
It's family to us, okay?
3 years.
Always, always. Come with me to the DJ booth. Casamigos. Casamigos. Yo, how's it going?
NJ.
So we got the DJ over here. Once in a while, I try to DJ. Where's the headset? Where's the headset? You got one? Okay, yeah, man. Check. Famous Lounge, everybody. You ready for this? You ready for this? If you love Famous Lounge, let me hear you make some noise, everybody. If you love Famous Lounge, let me hear you make some damn noise. Thank you so much. DJ, let's go. I'm not as quiet as people think. Show the move button. If you're there, keep on. You gotta ring it like you mean it. It's not a ring. I know you're lying. All right. Little money dance.
Money dance.
Let's go. Cheers. Cheers to Famous, and cheers to the Deep Dive Podcast. I do.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.